Welcome to Coach's Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi to my right, the Swami George Abraham to my left, the Tiger Albert Campman. Under the spotlight, wrestling. Butler wrestler Anna Malovich. She went 10-0 at the Junior Golds Wrestling Tournament in Tulsa, Oklahoma, earning her USA All-American honors. Over 500 girls competed in the event. Anna will be a senior this year. She's been a terrific wrestler at Butler.
I know the name from our boxing
brothers,
show.
boxing.
Absolutely.
Very athletic family. And in bowling, the Butler boys bowling team, which finished second in the state, placed sixth out of 54 teams at the National School Championship in Dayton, Ohio. Lernerville Speedway, Buckeye Outlaw Sprints won by Ricky Lewis. The Rush Sprints won by John Malik. The Big Block Modifieds won by Garrett Crummert. And the Rush Modifieds by Cole Holder. Always Lernerville underway. A lot of money being won out there.
Absolutely.
WPIAL Baseball Post-Gazette honors the 3A Player of the Year, Christian Lucarelli of Riverside. He was 8-0 with a 1.07 ERA. And the Baseball Coach of the Year, any surprise here?
No.
Dan Oliastro of Riverside, 25-0. WPIAL and PIAA titles. The 79-year-old Oliastro now has 5 WPIAL titles, 5 state titles. He and Yogi Berra tied with 10 titles. And when they make that movie on Yogi Berra, Albert here is our pick to play Yogi.
I can play that.
You could do it. You're a former baseball player too, right?
Too tall.
Softball honors. She's winning them all. Last week, she was named the Post-Gazette Player of the Year. That's Lexi Rocket Hames out of Seneca Valley. The sophomore now named the 6A Player of the Year. 17-2 record, a 0.46 ERA. And 2 more years to go.
2 more years, that's the key.
Absolutely.
And Post-Gazette 2023 Athletes of the Year, Rodney Gallagher, Laurel Highlands, football and basketball, Mr. Everything, headed to West Virginia. He's going to play as a slot receiver. I'm sure he could play basketball there too. Don't you guys think?
No.
No?
It's
You
hard.
don't?
It's hard. It's hard. When you're that size, he's little. He's not.
You don't think he
he's
could be a
little.
guard and do a decent job?
Those guards are 6'3" now. Those guards. Are
And
different.
Rodney's what, 6'1"?
Yeah, I don't even know he's 6'1".
All right, and the girl, it's I'll take it from you two guys. You're basketball coaches. Shane Bailey of Freedom. She played basketball. She averaged 21.7 points a game. Soccer, she scored 51 goals. She plays softball and track. She owns the Freedom single game scoring record in basketball with 51 points.
Anytime you score 51, that's pretty darn good.
Did you see her play? I thought you did.
No, I
last
did.
year. You
No, I
didn't?
didn't.
You didn't either, Drew.
No. Was she hurt, Al?
She got hurt. She hurt her back.
Okay.
That was everything.
She had a back injury.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that injury.
She couldn't
at
make the
end,
playoffs.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That allowed Shenango.
Hey, and by the way,
to win it.
Rodney Gallagher, one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
It's just tough. The seasons overlap by weeks and months.
Yeah.
And that West Virginia basketball, now I don't know now that Huggy's out, but they had a ton coming in.
I wonder if they had some leave.
They
I'm
did.
not sure.
Oh, they definitely did.
They absolutely did.
That happens.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And in swimming, PG Elite Performers for 22 and 23, North Catholic's Maggie Foley. She won her 4th straight WPL 2A diving title, and also noted by the Post-Gazette, NA's Kristen Shee. She won her 4th straight WPIL 3A diving title, and the NA girls, they won their 15th straight WPIAL swim title. Looking back at district and states for the 2022-23 season, because everything's over now. We're actually starting our new calendar year of sports. Just looking back, and if I missed something, please email us, let me know. NA won 9 WPL titles and 4 state titles. Pine Richland won 4 WPL titles and a state title. North Catholic 2 WPIL titles. Freeport WPIL and state title in volleyball. The Knock girls tennis team WPL and state titles in the tennis. Riverside WPL and state in baseball. District 9 and 10 Carn City, just a terrific all-around athletic year. Montauk softball and those swimmers, those girls swimming, don't even have a pool there. What a job they did. Slippery Rock High School, terrific year, basketball, track, and football. Grove City, football and track. And Union AC Valley, tremendous track team headed by Hayden Smith.
Yeah, there was some great track and field kids this year. Really were.
Tremendous.
Uh-huh.
Now let's go our stories of the week. Guys, in any other league, does anyone change rosters more than the National Hockey League? Man, they turn their rosters over. But we're going to talk about the Pens, their draft and free agent signings. The new president of hockey operations, Kyle Dubas, he had a very busy week. They had their 14th pick in the draft, and they took forward Braden Yeager. How young is he? He will not be doing any shaving cream commercials, but they like him. He's a young pick. You never know how those young picks are going to go. 14th pick.
Call me 5 years from now, and I'll let you know how the draft goes.
Well,
that's the way it works.
To me, if he's really good, he's going to be there in 2 or 3 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We'll know in 5 years if he's any good.
Yeah, they vet those guys. I mean, they make mistakes. All the sports make mistakes, but it's not because of lack of vetting.
Absolutely, they do it. They put the work in.
Yeah,
Well, that list is out ahead of time for a year, and his name was on the list, so I could have drafted him. It's not like it's what they feel they need, and does it fit their system? And
They need youth.
That's what they need.
And they have a depleted farm system. It's
Yeah.
not very good. Gone, goodbye, Jason Zucker and Brian Dumoulin. New 6 free agent players. They get Ryan Graves. He got a 6-year, $4.5 million a year contract. He's 6'5", 220 pounds. They got him from New Jersey, a defenseman. They think they're going to pair him with Chris Letang. They get Vegas forward Riley Smith.
I like Smith.
Yes, and 3 more forwards, Noel Acciari, Matt Nieto, and Lars Eller. And then they pick up a goalie, Alex Nedeljkovic, who 2 years ago against the Pens in an 11-2 loss to the Pens. He gave up 7 goals.
That's why they like him. Huh?
I guess, I don't know.
They have not been lucky with their signings. And
No,
when
they
they had
have
their
not.
runs, and they signed something like Hossa, they were signing people that really made a difference. They've been going the wrong way with their signings, and I hopefully for Penguin fans out there, they hit on a couple of these that really elevate their team.
And here's the shocker. Not that they signed him, but Dubas signs 28-year-old goalie Tristan Jarry to an extended contract, gave him a 5-year, $27 million deal. I'm not against them signing him. I didn't think he would get more in 2 years, maybe $3-4 million a year. This is a little bit of a shocker, is it not?
Well, I listened to some sports talk that way, and they were really surprised, not happy.
Ties up a lot of money.
So that's how I am happy. Because they can't find a goalie.
No,
You can't find a goalie. They don't grow on trees, and Jarry's good. And there's only one way to win a Stanley Cup: to have a hot goalie. You have no chance if you don't have a hot goalie.
And
And that's why I like the sign.
Has he been hurt?
He's
been hurt?
Off and on,
Lots of injuries. Last year he was marred by injuries.
Okay.
I'm not happy that they signed him. I'm surprised they gave him that kind
long,
of a deal.
526.
But at this time, my thinking is if you wait 2 more years, it's going to cost you more money.
Yeah.
So now's the time to sign him. Get the money.
And Mike Sullivan had a lot to do with this because he considers Jarry one of the best
So do I.
goaltenders in the league when he's healthy. And you got to listen to the coach, right?
Yeah, so
You're
do I.
going to work with him. If you look at his career stats, he's 117, 60, and 20, 914 save percentage, and 2.65 goals against average.
And you say it all the time on the show, Eddie, for 10 years. It isn't like the defense that helps him out front.
No, he doesn't get a lot of help.
So Jarry's important. I like to sign him.
When you're the goalie and you're getting attacked by 3 skaters,
That's what I'm saying.
no one in front of you.
Yeah.
How many goalies do well in that
Right.
situation? Let's move on to the Pirates. After sweeping San Diego, they lost 2 or 3 to the Brewers, giving up 24 runs. Mitch Keller, 9-4, suffered a loss 5-2 against the Dodgers. ERA at 3.40. He's a National League All-Star. David Bednar, who picked up his 3rd win in the 9-7 win over the Dodgers. He's 3-0. He has 16 saves, 1.44 ERA. He was at first bypassed. Now he's a fill-in for the injured Clayton
I thought he should have made it the
Kershaw.
first time.
He should have made it the
That's what I
first
thought so
time.
too.
Is
I thought so
absolutely the truth. And also making it, the manager, Derek Shelton, named the coach for the All-Stars. Who said you don't have to win to make the All-Stars? Who said that?
Shelty.
Now, I'm going to say this. Last week, you ever watch those Frankenstein movies and they scream, It's alive. It's alive. Well, the curse is alive here because I was all over Sawinski and Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
What
It's always
Santana
right.
do?
It'll never go.
He hit a 2-run home run, walk-off homer to beat the Brewers. Sawinski's been on a tear. He's raised his average 14 points. He's hit 4 home runs. He now has 18 homers, 42 RBIs. So, guys, don't worry if you're in a slump and I'm on you. You're coming out of it. However, beware, if you're going well and I praise you, a slump's around the corner.
Right. Boy, Sawinski, he hit some bombs. 450.
He hit a 450-foot
I
shot against
saw
the
that
Dodgers.
one.
I have to admit, I was down on him. And
He's in 217.
and he's really playing well.
He's come well.
Really
He's
playing
doing well in the outfield.
Yeah,
You were a little
Yeah.
critical
Oh, well,
of his
yeah,
defense.
he was missing bouncers.
Now he's making some great
Yeah.
catches.
But man, that one he hit, I think that 454-footer.
He
Wow.
is typically a streak hitter, as much as I've ever seen a streak hitter. So if you want to play him, you're going to have to deal with him having going 1 for 30 at times, and then getting hot and hitting 4 home runs in 1 week, and then going back
That's
down.
the style of 2023, though. Do you understand? They think that they'd rather have that than a guy getting 1 hit a day. You know,
Let me say
that's
this.
it.
I did some nosing around, and I'm looking at number 3 hitters, and I'm thinking, where have you gone? Roger Hornsby, Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig, Ted Williams, Stan Musial, Willie Mays, Hank
By the way,
Aaron,
they bat him second
Roberto
now.
By
Clemente.
the way, he'd be batting second.
These guys are batting around 250. One guy was their number 3 hitter hitting 199. Another guy 203. What in the world? That's a number 3 hitter?
Eddie, you still haven't figured it out.
No, I figured it out.
They don't care about batting average.
Oh.
One
They don't even use
iota. That does not show up anywhere. See, we grew up with batting average. They don't care if you are driving in runs and
No, they don't. RBIs don't matter either. They were saying.
No.
and hitting home runs. If you are, let's take it back. Hitting home runs and driving in runs, then you're considered a great player. There are guys hitting right now 190 that they're trying to tell me are good. I just laugh. I just laugh. At them.
Willie Mays at 92 could hit 250 as a number 3 hitter. It's just
Somebody
ridiculous.
said that the
anymore.
other day. They said, what would one of those greats hit? I said, well, he's about 94. I think he would hit 280.
The Pirates are 40-45 after that 5-2 loss, 3 straight losses. That great comeback against the Dodgers, 97 win. Palacios with the 2-run pinch hit double, and then Bednar come on and getting the win. Big job for him coming in. Like I was surprised he came in when they're losing 7-6. I wonder why he didn't come in with a score tied.
Well, part of the problem is one of the reasons he wasn't in the All-Star. He doesn't get enough work because they're not ahead enough. That's the whole key. If they're ahead in the 8th, then
But I
would
would think 16. You don't think 16 saves was enough to get him on?
Oh, it was right there. I mean, he was the next guy. You know what I mean?
Most interesting talk of this today was you just let their records sneak out. They're 40-45,
and we're
and people are jumping up.
yeah.
They're 40-45.
No, I know.
When Hurdle was there 3 years, they were in the playoffs all 3 years. Just they may make the playoffs with a 73-87 record.
And having having 2 players in the All-Star team is the first time they've had more than one since 2015, 8 years
and
ago.
they're pitchers, right? Which is kind of
they're
different.
pitchers.
Yeah, I mean, not that they're not important, but it's different. Yeah, the everyday lineup. I saw the other day the kid's power numbers from Brentwood. My goodness, terrible.
Yeah, he'd been hurt. Yeah.
Now, a week ago, a game was delayed on a Thursday because of the pollution and the air was contaminated. Whatever they had an alert, an orange alert, like your shirt or red.
Right.
But they were playing. They were going to play the game anyway. And Pirate catcher Austin Hedges, your boy, he said, "We're putting our lives on the line." And I'm thinking, is he overreacting here? Because that Thursday I was out driving and I saw utility workers restoring power lines. Is that dangerous? Doing that? There were EMT workers out there. I saw roofers out there. So I'm wondering. I'm not demeaning what he said about them being out there because ball players could have asthma-related problems.
That'd be the problem. If somebody
that
has
would be a problem.
Yes.
Did he overreact by saying we're putting our lives on the line out here? Were they deployed in Afghanistan?
I know.
That's like they say they're going to war or something. Come on now. Let's
Yeah.
not be dramatic.
Isn't there more risk on Naked and Afraid?
You're playing a game here. Is really what you're doing. That's like this thing with the kid for Portland. They've paid him $200 million. They're saying, well, they need to make sure he goes to a good team. How about what is a
What's
volunteer
money
work?
make?
200 and some million.
And somebody's worried about
No,
it.
that's it. He deserves to
Oh
go
my
to.
God.
Shut up.
What's Hedges make $5 million as a backup?
Well, it's way too much. He's the worst hitter I've ever seen.
Like I said, there's more
He
risk.
frames well.
More risk on Naked and
He
Afraid.
frames well.
Where
They
you can
said,
get run
bit
into
by a
a
rattlesnake. Absolutely.
Hey, around Major League Baseball a month ago, since I said Shohei Ohtani was no Babe Ruth, he's been on a Babe Ruth-like tear. He had 15 home runs in June. That's more than the Pirates hit. He's a two-way all-star player, a pitcher and a hitter. 7-3 as a pitcher with a 3.02 ERA, 127 Ks. He had the best June, they're saying, in Major League Baseball hitter history. He's hitting 306 with 31 homers, 67 RBIs. He's a free agent after this season. The bidding's going to start at $50 million. Some say it can go up to $75 million a year.
Oh.
He's going to be the first billionaire baseball player in history.
Dodgers said they won't be outbid.
Yeah, 3 thoughts on that. Number one, he's winning as greatness to me.
Yeah.
But not
5 more years, right?
Yeah,
let's
longevity.
go.
He just yesterday
Yeah.
had to come out of the game. Now you understand he could go down tomorrow.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that part. That I want to see him last 10 years, Eddie.
Yeah.
You said Willie Mays. How many years he play? 20. I want to see guys last. If they last, then I give them their Hall of Fame duty. He might be done tomorrow. He's out. Secondly, the Angels have not made the All Stars. So why? I mean, made the
And
playoffs.
he's had some arm problems.
He's had all
before.
kind of different things.
Okay.
And,
He left yesterday with a finger.
yeah, he left yesterday.
And he was 0 for 3. And Trout fouled a ball off his
He's
left
hurt again.
hand, and he broke it. I mean, they're not very lucky. I can say
No,
that.
they
all 3 of their best players are out.
Yeah.
They for years and years, Trout was the next coming of Mickey Mantle or Willie Mays, but the injury.
No, he's a really good player. I didn't
Yeah,
say
but
that.
the
But
injuries are derailed.
when you're derailed all the time,
Yes.
and that's why Mickey Mantle is not Willie Mays. If he would have
Yeah.
stayed healthy,
Yeah,
he would have been.
2 blown out knees.
Yeah, he would have. Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, as a starting pitcher, Ohtani has hit 8 home runs. The record for a starting pitcher hitting home runs is Wes Farrell with 37. Second is Warren Spahn with 35, and Spahn missed 3 years because of World War II.
Yeah, Spawn's really underrated.
Great.
Did you see there was the anniversary last week of him and
Marshall,
Marichal?
yeah.
15 or 16 innings, 1-0.
How
Yes.
different that was.
240 pitches to 160.
Not only that, neither one of them missed the start the next time
No, they
around.
never missed one.
No.
They looked out at the bullpen and thought, wait a
Yeah,
minute, do I want to bring in
Well-
this pirate reliever? Do
Yeah.
I want to keep Marichal in
yeah.
there?
Exactly. Well, don't forget, too, back then, they weren't specialists. They were the guys that weren't good enough to start.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
That's
Spahn
another
was
thing.
42 years old and still pitching complete
You know,
games.
and the other, the
42.
one year the Phillies had 40, some Carlton had 32 of them.
yeah, I know.
But the thing about, I just take my hat off to Ted Williams and Warren Spahn, Yogi Berra, these guys that were in D-Day and flying
so
airplane.
different.
I mean, come on. Let's give them their propers.
All of them. They missed so many years.
Oh,
DiMaggio
they
missed 2
they
years.
volunteered.
And
That-
Williams missed 5 years.
Yes.
Spahn was over there.
You
for,
think
for
he'd hit
3
any home
years.
runs? Ted, 5 more years.
He had 521 career homers.
Yeah, there's
And
your
he missed
700.
5 years.
Yes.
He'd have been the all-time. He'd had so many hits that they'd
He's
have
number,
never
he's number
caught
2
him.
on my he's number 2 on my list of the greatest hitters. He's my second greatest hitter ever.
Absolutely.
And
Behind
a guy
behind the Bay.
and a guy lost in history is,
Yeah.
I told you, Roger Hornsby.
Yeah, he's
Unbelievable records. Let's go to USFL Championship in Canton, Ohio. Birmingham 28, Pittsburgh Maulers 12. Maulers coach Ray Horton before the game said, "We're ready. We're like fine-tuned thoroughbred horses that are now in the gates. And when they open the gates, we're ready to sprint." There was a gate malfunction there. They never did open.
Wait a minute. The
Yeah.
game before,
Oh my!
he had a timeout left. Didn't call it. Ran the play down to 8 seconds and missed the field goal.
Right.
So Ray is not. Ray's more like a trotter at Pocono
Trying to
down.
run
Trotters
against the
that way, too.
thoroughbred.
Run against the thoroughbred.
And the Birmingham Stallions, they had better jockeys.
Hey, let me say one thing about that league, though. They signed 58 last year in the NFL, and they signed their first guy yesterday.
Well, Birmingham, 2 straight titles, 21 and
Magoo's
3.
good.
Wide receiver Deion Kane, former Steeler receiver, 3 TDs, the MVP, and quarterback Alex McGoo. He's the regular season MVP. Threw 4 touchdown passes. He's a big guy, 6'4", about 220. You give him a look. NFL
some of them
team.
get- some of them
Yeah.
get-
Absolutely.
some of them
We have a buddy, who, and he's an agent, and I've been with him when that phone will ring at any time. But let's say this. Why not? I mentioned this to Albert the other day. What do you say to this? All the third teamers playing in the spring. What would it hurt?
Nothing at all.
To get some experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like Magoo. I like the way he's a tough kid. He's not. He takes a hit, he gets right back up.
Did
He has
you
a
see
good
the
arm
movie,
on
The
him.
Replacements?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Love that
what it
show.
reminded me of.
And Mahler's kicker, Chris Blewett, Pitt grad. He had 4 field goals. He's probably going to get a look
Oh,
They're always
Sure.
they're always looking for practice squad kickers.
all the
Because
time.
if you mess up,
Yeah.
they're bringing you in.
Yeah.
No,
That's
but-
who signed first here, by the way, a kicker. Yeah, first guy they signed was
Uh-huh.
yesterday. They signed a kicker.
And Birmingham coach Skip Holtz. He makes $1 million a year. He's 21-3 with Birmingham, 2 titles, 4-0 in the playoffs. You know, as a college coach, UConn, East Carolina, South Florida, Louisiana Tech. He's 152, 121, 8-4 in bowl games.
I know.
Does he get
He's always
another look?
he's always been good.
You-
Always
it-
been good.
Does she get another calling as they recycle these guys in college?
He melts well. They recycle them all the time.
Was it you Freeze? He goes from one job to another.
He's back at
Keeps
Auburn.
going.
Hey, I saw something the other day. They had the best assistant coaches. I looked, there was like 5 or 6 of these guys that used to be head coaches. They just shuffled.
Recycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think some NFL team would at least think it'd take a look at Skip Holtz.
Absolutely.
He's
It is a
still
college
young. He's
offense
59.
for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, it is, no question. But his record speaks for itself.
It's a good old folks home though in the NFL.
Yeah, it's
you understand?
bad.
You,
Yeah,
better, you have to know somebody
Absolutely.
to get the job.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. The Coney Island
Oh.
4th of July Nathan's hot dog eating contest. The GOAT, Joey Chestnut, he munched, mashed, and sucked down 62
Sucked
dogs
down
and
the word.
buns
I'm sorry,
in
Dad.
10 minutes.
Dad, I'm sorry.
He won his 16th national championship here at Nathan's hot dog contest. Chestnut has now gulped down in his career at Coney Island 1,214 hot dogs in his career. He's second only to you. Hey,
Oh,
I
I-
was at Coney Island.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
listen, guys, I watched it, and here's what I'm going to say. It was a
I
disgusting
can't watch.
and nauseating display of gustatory indulgence and proof that evolution is in reverse. Last week, they slaughtered 66,000 sows were slaughtered so we'd have hot dogs for the 4th of July. That means there'll be no little piggies running around
No.
the farm anytime soon.
No.
And Chestnut, he's slowing down. He had 63 last year, 62 this year.
Yeah.
His record is 76.
Your over-under was 72.
Well, he's
He's
never
way under.
his best.
You
days
see
are
me go like
behind.
this, dude. This thing, when I was, my dad said, "Now you want to root for Roberto Clemente.
Yeah.
You want to root for Dick Rowe."
Yeah.
And he said, "No, but the guy you want to really watch
Joey
is
Chestnut.
Joey. Joey Chestnut.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
We have him on our show. That's how pathetic
They
this
showed
is.
him walking onto the stage,
Joey
and the guy
Chestnut.
says, just like Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods going to the first tee.
Joey
Hey.
Chestnut. What?
And medical experts indicate that many of those in the contest don't need a pig valve
Oh
by
my
age 60.
gosh.
You reap what you sow.
You know, the only thing about it, he and the lady that won, neither one of them is fat at all.
No.
Not one bit.
Wow.
That don't give us any hope.
I don't know what is going on
Final,
there.
final comment. 3 cheers for Pepto-Bismol, Alka-Seltzer, and Preparation H.
Oh,
That's
my
all I'm going to
goodness.
say.
Joey Chestnut.
It was watching them eat.
You know, he
that
told
was
his
like-
teacher in 5th grade, don't you?
I'm
He'll be famous someday. What are you going to do, Joey?
He makes just from doing that around $250,000 a year.
Yeah.
Not
That's what I'm
counting
saying.
other
You know what-
endorsements.
That's what's wrong with our country.
Hey.
Paying somebody to eat hot dogs.
He's on
Oh
a
my
list.
God.
Well, that's Nathan's. I mean, that's what they do. The
I don't
thing
want to
about-
even look at a hot
No,
dog anymore.
the thing about him, you know, it's amazing that, you know, he's been doing it this long, and he's not heavy. And the other thing is,
he's
a tough-
230 pounds. You
he's
know
a
that.
big man.
He's a big man.
You see him
230
choke
pounds.
that guy last year, ran on the stage.
How about the other guy they had there? 6'9",
Yeah.
about 240.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough. I'm going on a diet after
Oh,
this.
my goodness.
In 1936 Olympics in Berlin, Germany, while the Nazis were coming to power, they covered up all the anti-Jewish slogans, cleaned up everything in Berlin for the Olympics. They were praised by the New York Times, Time Magazine. That has become known as the first incidence of sports washing until the recent PGA merger with LIV, which has anguished the families of the 9/11 victims.
And I can see
in
why.
Which that 19 of those 22 terrorists were Saudis. Now, last year, the PGA commissioner ripped the LIV. Now he's going to be the new commissioner, even though he's taken a leave of absence for illness. I wonder what changes. Could
They
anyone?
ran him out of money.
George has taught me that.
I heard one player say, "This isn't all about the money. This merger." Well,
No, it's happening.
what is
Here's
it
what
about?
happened. They had so many billions. PGA had 150 million. They ran them out of 50 in lawsuits, and they thought, you know what? We can't win this. The only thing I will say here, there are other sports doing, like, I don't hear LeBron James saying a word. I don't hear the LGBT crowd saying a word. They're playing the game next year in the United Arab Emirates. And if a woman is caught there having sex before marriage, they hang them.
And this is sports washing at
Sport-
its best.
This is a sports show.
And the
we went to
Saudis,
hot dogs. We went to
the
Saudi
Saudis.
Arabia. Oh my!
It's
God.
not just a merger. They're going to have a large say-so about the function of this merger. And now they're looking at pro soccer leagues. The pro soccer league president said, "We're not worried, buddy. You better be worried. What's next? Major League Baseball, the NFL, or the NBA coming? Right?
Why can't Qatar do that? They have enough money; they could light it on fire.
I think it's coming. I just wonder what will happen if they're willing to pay a team, say, buy an NFL franchise for $5 billion.
You can't own it. That's one rule the NFL has that the other sports don't.
You can't have
out of country ownership.
Okay, good for them to say. Well, you mean tell me they can't move someone to
Los
Los Angeles to do that?
They own half of Nebraska now.
Hey, that's it for us. Go enjoy a couple of hot dogs. We'll see you next week.
Did you know that you could get fast, reliable Zoom internet for as little as $4.95 per month with ACP? Armstrong is participating in the FCC's Affordable Connectivity Program, which helps eligible households receive a credit of up to $30 per month on their internet bill. This program will also increase and improve broadband infrastructure throughout the U.S., especially in rural areas. There's no need to call. Visit ArmstrongOneWire.com/ACP or scan the QR code on your screen for more information and to apply.
From high school sports to community events and beyond, you can find all of your favorite local shows on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Hi, I'm Tricia from the Butler Buzz. You can watch my show or other local programming like Up for Adoption or Hunting Nostalgia, only on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Check us out right now on Channel 100 or search Armstrong Neighborhood Channel on YouTube for playlists and much more. Spirit, town pride, community. This is the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.